Okay, guys, here is, I'm pretty much going to take anything I want for my trip because we're going to be close to the car. So I'm actually going to take all my bags. I'm going to take the Teton because I can fit everything in it. I'm going to take the queso bag, but that's so I can have a small backpack if I need it. And I'm going to take the haversack. That way I just can always have some stuff on me. I'm also taking my sniper bag with my water load. So that way, no matter what I'm doing, I've got the stuff that I want and need, and it's pretty much a car camping trip anyway. The focus again isn't on camping as much as learning the survival skills from the 8 to 5. So I've got the benefit of having a great time 8 to 5 learning these skills that I put off learning some of them just so I can go and experience this. But then I also have the trip of camping, and it's in Missouri, so it's back in the Midwest. Some good woods. We're going to have natural shelters built eventually. I think day 2 we build those. So they do have a small list of stuff you need, and it's like outdoor clothes, rain gear or poncho, overnight sleeping equipment, folding saw, fixed blade knife, hatchet, and cordage. I think that's all. They want to keep the gear to a minimum getting in, and they said we can sleep in the natural shelters, but to bring the other stuff just in case we want to. So all that said, I want to show you what I'm actually going to take. So as far as clothes go, I have a duffel bag. This is a small size duffel bag that I got from work. I've got the LAP gear. Is the pants that I've decided to stick with. They have like a, I don't know, some urban tactical pant that fits me very well, which is really hard to do if you lift weights to find pants like that. Because if you get it to fit over your thighs and glutes, it doesn't fit your waist, even if you're pudgy like I am. So these fit snugly on my waist, but also have room for thighs and glutes. They don't stretch real hard when I step up onto something, so they're great. And, so yeah, just all the clothes I'll need. I'll have the important stuff on me so I don't have to go and get it, but it's nice. It's gonna be nice to have a change of clothes and all that stuff. I've also got some rash guard long sleeve shirts in case I want to wear them under a t-shirt or something like that. But anyway, so clothing's not that big a deal. Neither is shoes. I'm gonna take my boots as well as my tennis shoes. I wear running shoes most of the time. It's gonna be cold there. Missouri, I think it's gonna rain. I don't know the forecast, whatever. I'm also bringing my sandals for running around during the events. I have my coat I'm gonna take, but most of that vest I got, oh man. So it was on clearance. It's an Alpine vest, and it is just warm, and it does a big trick just keeping my center area warm. So I can wear this through the day and be very comfortable even when it's cold, but I imagine this will also be very good at sleeping. So I'm really happy I got that, but just in case, I've also got a Wolverine coat that I'm gonna take. And it is nothing special. I got it on clearance too. It was $100 I think, and it is not the dense heavy jacket like you can get, but it's still a coat. It's a winter coat. I don't know, if you go up a tier in money, the coats are thick and heavy, even though they're not much bigger. But since I got the vest too, I didn't do that. So this was bought because the coat that I was wearing in wintertime, not only is it big and fluffy, it's warm, but it was also a Walmart coat, and the pockets were ripping out of it, and it was cheap. So I sprung for it. This was $100 for the Wolverine coat on clearance, and the vest was $35, and this should be much, much better. And plus with the vest, I have multi-season, whereas coat is wear it or not most of the time in the winter. So I'm taking both of those. I'm gonna be really happy with that. I'm not taking the heavy gloves and the hat that I have. Those are staying here. So out on the bench, I have my quilt. What I didn't have out is my Big Agnes sleeping bag, my sleeping pad, and my ground sheet, which is that teal, the queso one that we got holes in now. That's already packed in the Teton bag. But I also am going to take my quilt. I don't think I'll really need it. But when we went to Illinois, throwing the blanket over the sleeping bag really upped the game. So just in case, because I think one night I looked, it was going to be 15. It's supposed to be between 20 and 40 at night, most of the time I'm there, and also between like 30 and 60 during the days. So, taking that. The other thing that I'm taking for my sleeping system is a tarp. This has some ground stakes and stuff in it, but this is an extra bag. It's got stakes and guy lines in it, several different kinds of stakes. This has a ridge line already in it with the quick deploy and prusik knots, and also 4 stakes, 6 guy lines, and the tarp. This is the Chill Gorilla, and I used it. It's what I slept under in the Panther's Den trip. So it doesn't have all the grommets, but the cat peed on my tarp on the porch while she was out playing, so not taking that one. I've lived through a sleet storm and snow and rain in this one, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine. So like luxury kind of warmth items, these are going to be in my bag and in my shelter with me. They're separate from what's in the clothes bag. I have my buff. With the vest, I think this is a really good, if it's just cool kind of thing. I'm from Florida, so Midwest, as I've been going back, it's even colder and colder and colder. I have wool socks, the thick ones, not the everyday ones. And then I have my set of thermals. And also my trusty Under Armour beanie and wool fingerless gloves that convert to mittens. These have done me really well. I like them both, as the temperatures look like this is going to be just fine. Also, with the luxury stuff, aside from my sleeping pad, I am taking my pillow because it's so small, there's no reason for me not to take it anymore. And I don't know if my sleeping pad will fit if it's a small natural shelter that we sleep in the first night. So maybe my pillow will. I'm pretty much that long. I must have a brush. There's no way with my hair to be out there that long and not come back with, the mats, the white version of dreadlocks. Headlamp. I do have my plunger for my filter. Of course, if you've watched any of my other videos, in my sniper bag I have nesting pot, Nalgene, Spork, coffee and hot chocolate, as well as the lighter and my water filters in there. So this is the plunge for my water filter. I keep it separate. I also have some tissue on the go stuff for TP and my scent proof bag. And extra for lighting, I have the flip switch. Bluetooth speaker comes in very handy. I got this from work and I've used it a couple times out camping. It's kind of nice to have with you. Toothbrush and toothpaste, of course, 5 days. And then I'm also going to take, because I don't know if it's going to rain, I don't know if I'm going to need it, I'm just going to take my backpacking stove. I like to get used to having it, so that way I take it. If this were a trip where I'm out camping by myself for 5 days and I get pinned in with the rain, I could make a fire under a tarp or something, but sometimes this will be just easier. Okay, so that's almost it for cooking. I also have my food video where I go through what's in my cook set and my coffee pot. So I'm taking both of those two, as well as my new irons that I got from Pine Ridge Forge, the small set that's going with me. And then I have my bushcrafting grill and my foldable grill as well. So this is the square, the twig stove, not grill. Gets caught on your tongue. So that's almost it for cooking. I think this is kind of cooking fire. I don't know. I've got my fire steel and of course the bellow tool. These things, man, they're only like $3 for a 2-pack, and I'm telling you, they're worth it. So if you don't have one of these, go online and order it now. This helps when any time that you're having a struggle with a fire. If you have an ember, this will do it. You can get the fire hot enough to dry out the wet wood and everything. Like anything that maybe wasn't going to catch, or you need oxygen or anything like that, this is the tool. This will up your game. So get one, and they're not even cheating because you can make them naturally. Although that would only be worth it if you were going to be stuck in somewhere for a long time and didn't have the fires. But It'll catch up dead fires very well. It'll catch wet fires. Like it's worth everything. I've got to take my cell phone battery bank. I've actually got 3 of these, but I've only got 1 out right now. So I'm going to take that, and that'll charge all my cell phones, both my cell phones, all of them, and my action camera. And then I'll have the truck if I need to recharge them, but there's 3 of them. Like that, I have never even used all of 2 of them on a trip before, so this should be fine. My belt, and then starting off the cutting, I've got my Mora Black bushcraft knife. This is still going very well. The coating does actually seem to be keeping the stuff off of it, but the one time I did rub some bacon grease on it, and it needs sharpened. And yeah, but it looks like the coating's working well. So that starts off the cutting. Also, as prescribed by them, I have my new folding saw, which I really love. I can't, Coghlan? I don't know. The thing's all scratched off the blade now. It's on the side though. Coghlan's. And I just got this because it was like $8 at Bill Jackson's. I was walking by it and I saw how small it was, and I was like, $8, got it. It's a great little saw. And then my Fiskars, still with the Fiskars. I am actually in the market for a new axe now, but this fits in my pack and it's never done me wrong. So I like this for my hatchet. That's what I'm taking. And then I have the Huncho. It's not the one that's gonna come up when you search. Huncho is its own brand. This is what I use for the poncho tarp shelter. This is my rain gear. I don't plan to use it for a shelter, but they said have rain gear, so I do. And then I use single 1-day throwaway contacts, so I take hand sanitizer with me most of the time. Hand sanitizer does not get junk off of your hands, but it does keep bacteria from getting onto the contact lenses. So you wear a contacts and you throw it away the same day. You take them out and throw them away. So this is like 2 weeks worth, I think, and I wear different prescriptions, so this is 2 weeks worth of contacts for me. Deodorant and or a hanky. Bandana? I don't know the proper term for those. Anyway, they're useful for lots of different reasons, so I have one on me. I've got my bag of paracord. For some reason, it looks like I decided I wanted to take my little jute twine because it's with my stuff. And then my sniper bag for water. So I've got my sleep system set up. I've got the warm clothes, lighting, luxury items, my cooking gear, my cutting gear, and that's pretty much what I'm taking. The only other thing that I know that I have that I didn't show yet is, and I don't know if I want to get it out. Well, I do have the other Nalgene, and I'm taking my sports bottle. The first aid kit is in the bag. My empty fire kit, so the bag for the fire kit's in there. But I have an orange emergency blanket / tarp. So maybe I will get that out. So I just kind of line it on the inside of the Teton. So it's reflective inside and orange outside. It's the standard 5x7 you see on all the YouTube channels. But that covers it. That's all I'm taking with me. It seems like a lot when you look at it one way, and it doesn't seem like enough when you look at it another way. I'm fortunate enough to have a bunch of change clothes and be able to walk back and forth to the car as needed. So I imagine I'll set up my shelter and then gradually move some of the stuff I'm going to have set up there over to the shelter. So this is what I'm going to camp with for a whole week. I'm very, very excited. I hope some good content comes out of this. I said before, I don't know how much I'll be able to film on site, but we'll definitely make films with what I learned afterwards. I'm very, very stoked. Again, I'll put the class link in the description in case somebody else wants to go to that school or take that specific class. I think they're $600 now that the price just up this year, but they always have some kind of special. There's promo codes, there's holiday special every time. So if you're thinking about taking a class, I'll be able to tell you when I get back how this one went and if it was worth the money or not. But I am super stoked. So stay tuned for some more videos.